glad that you joined us. I'm super excited for today's discussion. I know that you're going to leave transformed. So stay with me through to the end, and you might leave here with something you've never heard before or you never considered in a different manner. I would like you guys to tell me wherever you're watching from. We're going to get started real shortly. And I'm really excited. Today's discussion actually started with my day. So when I say started with my day, I mean that I began today thinking about this thing, and it's followed me all the way through to this point. And I know for a fact that we are going to learn something really transformational in today's discussion. And let me know where you guys are watching from. It's super important for me to know that. Let me know where you guys are listening to this live stream from. So today I began my day with a prayer, simple prayer, right? And this prayer was that God, don't let me go back to some of the things that you have set me free from. Super important prayer. Don't let me go back to some of the things that you set me free from. And we will understand this prayer when you realize that it is in our normal human nature to go for the things that cause destruction. It is in our normal human nature to self-sabotage. We willingly and ignorantly play a part in our own destruction, right? And it's in our movies, it's in the podcasts, it's in the things that we read, it's in the people that we admire. So Beauty and the Beast, or needs versus desires, is an interesting contrast, right? Because, well, let's talk about Beauty and the Beast, by the way. Let's talk about Beauty and the Beast, right? So here's a quick summary for you, just in case you don't know. Belle is the smart and brave young woman that becomes prisoner to a beast, right? She becomes a prisoner of a beast. She decides, or through their conversations, she sees the beast for more than who he is, right? And she ends up falling in love with the beast. The curse is broken, right? Very important part of the story. Now, I'll ask you a question. I want to ask you a question, right? A one-word answer, yes or no. Does the Beauty and the Beast story apply in real life? Does the story of the Beauty and the Beast, is that realistic? Does that work in today's society? You tell me, yes or no, if that kind of thing works in today's society. I have an answer for you, and that answer is no. No, it does not. Someone said yes. Someone said yes. That's insane. That's insane. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work, right? And it doesn't work because think about the love and the relationship struggles of our current generation, right? Our men and our women are wired to pursue things that make them work. You have to qualify yourself, right? Somebody says her love healed him, but your love is not strong enough to heal a broken person. Your love is enough to plant seeds in that person and make that person want to desire change for themselves. Your love can't be the one that heals someone. You don't have that power, right? And so when you think about our love language and you think about the love struggles of this current generation, right? We have men and women that are wired to pursue love that makes them have to qualify themselves, right? When love is freely given, anything that makes you have to qualify yourself to get isn't really something important, right? Love is freely given. Think about love as such a beautiful gift that everyone should have the ability to experience. You don't have to work for it. It has to be freely given to you, right? But because of our self-sabotaging nature, we are wired to go after things that we have to work and qualify ourselves for, which is screwed. So I want you to think about how this is destructive to an individual, right? Your understanding of the world, your self-esteem, your love life, your love language, all being rooted in this pattern that sabotages you in the long run. You know, your desire for change is really dependent on everything that you've been through and how comfortable you are with that situation. And once you start thinking about all the things that you do, the way you think, the way you respond to love, your communication style, your temper, all of that, it begins to make sense about the Beauty and the Beast vicious cycle in your life. A lot of people don't like to think about that because it demands that they have to make a change, and people don't like change. So I guess to me, my question is, when you have a difficult situation, what do you do? What do you do when you have a difficult situation? What do you do when you feel your heart yearning for love from an individual and you can see that this individual is broken? This individual is a beast, but your mind and your heart is telling you, go for this, push. And I want you to understand something. You are not powerful enough to change yourself. You struggle. As knowledgeable as you are, as intelligent as you are, as smart as you are, as educated as you are, you still make bad decisions. You still make terrible decisions. So, in that capacity, that you know what is right for yourself and you struggle to do, how can your love be strong enough to save another individual, to save another beast? Right? How can your love be strong enough to save another beast? Your love is not strong enough to save another beast. So then, what's the next step, right? Is our need for closure, our need to not be alone, making us indulge in things that are good for now, but in the long run, just destructive to us, right? That cycle is what basically affects everything in our world today, especially in today's generation. Think about a world that calls everything that is destructive freeing and liberating. I'm not going to go into details with that, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. We call the things that are problematic and destructive to us in the long run, we call those things liberating, freeing. We call that freedom. And freedom is expensive, by the way. Freedom is expensive. So, what is the beauty and the beast of your life? Is a good question now. I want to ask you. When you look at your own struggles from your childhood to this present moment, what is the beauty and the beast of your life? What are the things that you have gone for? What are the things that you've been yearning and searching for that you know are problematic to you in the long run? It feels good, but it's doing you harm in the process. You can see the harm that it does you, but you still desire those negative things. What is the beauty and the beast of your life? And if you're a lady watching this right now, my question to you is, are you the beautiful and strong, independent woman seeking the love and validation of a beast? Are you that beautiful lady that is seeking things on the outside? You have all the qualities. You're educated, you're smart, you're well spoken, you're articulate, all the good skills. And yet you haven't overcome that inner child and that beast that lives inside of you that makes you pursue things that are broken. Your need, it's like you have this need to solve a challenge. You have this need to fix when you yourself need fixing. Is that your beast? Is that the beast that you're dealing with, right? Or are you this individual that has the beast within and you can't look within and see the problems that you've carried from your childhood into your current state of mind? So we have the individual that is seeking something that is negative, and we have the individual that is already negative and is just going about causing more pain and harm in today's world. Are you that individual? Yes or no? Am I the individual that is so broken that every single thing that I touch, every single relationship that I get into by the time I leave that relationship, all those people have become just like me. They've become as broken as I am because nothing good can come from me. I don't speak life. I don't speak wealth. I don't speak anything that is positive, and I contaminate any single thing that I touch or I come into close contact with. It's that who I am. Have I become the beast? Right? Who we were, who we are, and who we will eventually become is all dependent on a cycle. Who we were, who we are, who we will eventually become is dependent on a cycle. And that cycle starts from your childhood. So everything that we are now is either because we have worked on ourselves and we become better people, or we have allowed certain things that we didn't heal from, or our flawed understanding of the world to influence who we are now. And the gap between who we are now and where we are going, the life that we desire, the future that we desire, is dependent on what we deem as beauty and the beast right now. It's dependent on what we call needs versus desires. What the things we desire are. Are those things going to be beneficial to us in the long run, or are those things going to be detrimental to our well-being? Right? Are those things going to give me the life that God has desired for me, or are those things going to take me out of the will and plan for God on my life? Right? So I need to say these things because I'm speaking love into a generation that is getting cold and cold by the day, right? And the problem with chasing the beast, like anything else, is that the beast is broken. So no matter the good that you do, it will never be enough because the beast is never fulfilled. Lust is never fulfilled. Pornography is never fulfilled. Drinking is never fulfilled. And if that is your beast, you have to confront your beast and kill the beast, or else you end up in this long-term vicious cycle, right? And the beast could be someone you love. The beast could be something that's inward. The beast could be your need for validation, your need for attention. That vicious cycle that makes you go into the closet late at night. There's nobody watching. You pull out your phone and only God knows what you do, right? Or that need to find validation in the arms of strange and interesting men who will tell you what you want to hear, and then in the end they leave you just like you were. And if anything, you're only feeling worse than when you met them. If we're not able to confront the things that we feel are good but cause us harm, and make that intentional switch from desiring the short-term pleasure to going for something that is long-term, we will always be in the cycle. The whole story of the Beauty and the Beast is as unrealistic as possible. It doesn't exist. It doesn't translate. It doesn't equate to real world society. It is not real. Your love is not enough to heal someone. Your love is enough to plant seeds that the individual who needs healing has to choose and decide that maybe I went through certain things that have made me broken, that have made me a broken individual. And if I continue this cycle, then the people that come into close contact with me are going to end up just like me. They're going to end up broken. And I have to do something to make a change. I have to make a decision that in today's cold world, I am going to be a loving individual. I'm going to be a loving person. I am going to give more than I take. I'm going to give freely and not steal. I'm not going to steal anyone's peace, anyone's joy, anyone's pleasure. I'm going to contribute. So let's change that. Let's make a change. I'm having conversations with people. I'm asking them, serious and important questions that some of these individuals are afraid to ask themselves because they're so comfortable in that loop and in that cycle of going for things that are pleasing in the short term, but in the long term are detrimental to them. And you have to confront that issue. You have to look that fish. You have to look at that issue face to face and say, I don't like how you've made my life be for the past 10 years. I want something better for myself. And I am going to make sure that from now till the next 20 years, I'm going to spend every single day correcting this issue.